Hi, folks. I didn't want to make a video about this for a little while. And just like the last video on the subject, nothing in this video is monetized. It's just me trying to send a message to all of you on the biggest platform, the biggest microphone that I have. It's currently 9 in the morning where I am. And soon I will be flying to the funeral of a friend, of a pillar of the chess community, of a brilliant man, Daniel Naroditsky. It still doesn't feel real. It's like a bad dream that you just want to wake up from. And I wanted to wait a little while, maybe talk to the family, see what was the best way to unite the chess community moving forward, not just in an attempt to honor Danya, but frankly, in an attempt to bring him and his family any sort of justice for what Danya went through for the past year and a half. And of course, I am talking about rampant attacks, effectively, accusations of foul play in chess from a former world champion in Vladimir Kramnik, who we're going to talk about all that. I thought there would be a time and a place. It's very difficult to separate the horrible news of Danya's passing with the treatment he received from the former world champion, an idol of his. There's a photo on the internet of Danya as a child standing next to Kramnik. And for me, it was a conversation that can happen after a grieving period. But after what I saw this morning, I woke up and I am sick to my stomach. And I want to record this before I go to the airport because this has to stop. I don't know what to do. I will try to play some sort of role in it, a key role. But what I saw this morning is making me sick to my stomach, and I need to get it off my chest, okay? So, very quick context. For the better part of, let's say, 2 years, Vladimir Kramnik took it upon himself to become the person that is going to solve fair play, say things about cheating in chess that nobody's willing to say because, as in his own words, censorship, chess.com censoring the content creators or the grandmasters or whatever it is. You know it. I mean, he's accused Hikaru Nakamura directly for 2 years at this point. And Hikaru has sort of gotten over it to the best of his ability. I woke up this morning to the following, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. Please bear with me. I woke up to this post. This is a post from Emil Sutovsky, the frequent person on this channel, CEO of FIDE. Amount of love given to Danya post-mortem is unprecedented. I can't recall anything of the kind, but here is the problem. Where are all of you when Danya was alive and unwell? I'm not talking about stepping in when he was accused, although it's a separate important matter. I know many people find it hard to express their opinion, as the problem is huge, and striking a balance is impossible. One thing is clear, the way Kramnik approaches it simply can't be accepted, and his reaction on Danya's passing is appalling and outright shameful. FIDE is not a court of justice, but we will act within our jurisdiction. However, let's not oversimplify it. It is too simple to focus on Kramnik. Danya was clearly not at his best in recent months. He stopped appearing as a commentator for one reason or another. He was not his usual self. Now, all those who claim dear Danya was to their heart, how good a friend they were. Where have you been? What did you do? All those Kramnik attacks on Danya happened not this week or month. It was not a shocking accusation that killed Danya overnight. It kept haunting him for more than a year, even if there was not much more polemics of recent. So I ask you, alleged Danya's friends, what did you do to help him for half a year? Did many of you write to him and ask whether he is okay? Why he, arguably the best commentator online, disappeared from the screens? Did you text him to ask him why he stopped streaming? Then he talks about his own experiences with Danya. And then he said, he might be surprised to read about this or that person allegedly being his friend. Danya was kind to many, but he feels like most of the time he was lonely. Virtue signaling, like grabbing is the worst way to pay respect to Danya. I'm sorry. I am irate. I can't even like fully read this tweet because while he wrote 2 sentences about Kramnik and whatever FIDE is gonna fucking do, because I don't think anything is gonna happen. I don't curse in my videos, but I can't even look. We don't know. I was a friend of Daniel, and I don't know what happened. Okay, I don't know what happened. He had so many people in his life talking with him. The close group he had in Charlotte, North Carolina, wrote a beautiful, beautiful post about him. I should pull it up. It's from Grant Oen. Please find it on Twitter. It's, I mean, I spoke to so many people who have spoken to him just in the last week. This is such a heinous thing to say. He wrote 5 times as much, pointing the finger at the people who could have helped the man, try to talk him through it. Now, I'm just gonna keep showing you things here because I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm not in good shape, and I don't want to keep this inside. I just don't. I mean, this is like a borderline therapy session for me. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. We're gonna go back here for a second. Nemo wrote something a couple of days ago. She said, in watching the clip below of his last stream, hearing the pain in his voice, how deeply the baseless accusations affected him, it's time to stop worrying about the backlash. I'm calling on FIDE to remove Kramnik from the record books, revoke his title, disqualify his world championship. Chess is one of the most beloved games in the world and should be a place for kindness and inclusion. It should be unilaterally unacceptable to use a platform that chess has given you to bully, harass, and slander a colleague. What Kramnik has done to Navarro, Hikaru, Danya, and others cannot be tolerated. It is up to our community and the governing body to set an example. And they should, and there are more. I mean, Nihal Sarin, one of the very first people, and God bless his soul, the last person to have played Daniel Naroditsky in some chess, told the Indian Express that, the relentless baseless accusations, public interrogations he faced in recent months caused him immense pressure and pain. Nemo was co-signed by Hikaru. It says, thank you for making the statement so clearly. There is a video, there is a clip of Daniel just a few days before his passing where he is obviously unwell while live streaming. If you haven't seen it, I mean, people have uploaded it. I can't even stomach watching stuff like that. But one of the things he says towards the end of this stream is he literally says, I can't end the stream after I start playing well. I can't play well off stream ever since the Kramnik stuff. People start accusing me. Those were literally some of the last sentences that he uttered after friends local in Charlotte came to get him at 2 a.m, seeing that he was struggling on a live stream. So I am sorry, but it is impossible to disconnect the two. You can sit there, the sun just went down, I'm sorry. You can sit there and you can say whatever you want and, wishing, a lot of people are sending, death threats and the usual internet behavior, and I do not condone that. You should not do that, but there needs to be a form of justice. Magnus Carlsen yesterday, while live streaming Title Tuesday, gave a statement, a very poignant statement, 6 minutes, where he said that he, if anything, he supported Danya in private, and he wishes maybe he did it publicly as well, although he can understand why, he hopes people can understand why he would be, obviously a bit careful given the entire, Hans Niemann thing. And last but not least, I'm going to summarize all of this. There was David Navarra. Before there was Danya, there was David Navarra, Czech grandmaster, probably along with Danya, one of the most universally beloved people in the chess world. And he wrote a post about how being mentioned in a tweet of Kramnik from, as you can see, May 2024 is how long this has been going on, if not more, how this tweet over time made him have suicidal thoughts. And he wrote a letter to, and he wasn't even, he was nowhere near as directly accused and belligerently accused as Daniel Naroditsky. Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. So I'm making this video to give my summary of Kramnik, of Danya, of the current situation, I made a few videos about Vladimir Kramnik when it first all started. And I realized at a certain point, and it was about Hikaru, it was about the Hikaru streaks, how he can win a bunch of games in a row. And I realized at a certain point, it was hopeless because Kramnik was belligerent. Kramnik blocked everybody on social media that didn't agree with him. Kramnik only had his version of statistics. He played a match against Jose Martinez, and there was still a way to twist the whole thing into his narrative. And I made a decision. There is no point platforming him anymore. If you go to his posts, he has the same 50 Twitter accounts responding, the same 50 to 100 people. And I said, I will let him scream into his little void to little people who don't matter. Because as Magnus said in his statement, and as many people said, they think he's crazy. Like they don't support a lot of the stuff, even if there were the moments where he was correct, because he wants to attack 10 people and maybe one or two will be guilty. And at a certain point, everybody stopped talking about it publicly because there was no point. I mean, he would just use whatever you said against him and try to add you to a defamation lawsuit that he claimed that he was working on. He would like this. There is no winning. I mean, he is just a complete serial manipulator and abuser. Like whatever he strives for that he thinks is the reality, no matter what, you lose. If you say something, he immediately attacks you and says you're part of the mafia or whatever. If you don't say anything, it's because you're getting censored. So for a period of time, people privately, like you saw Magnus say, and Hikaru did it both private and public because he was also getting attacked. They talked privately and were like, listen, man, like, it's nuts. He's never going to stop. How do you make the guy stop? Right? I mean, he has a social media. How do you make it stop? And maybe, I mean, it's not even clear if saying anything publicly would have changed anything, because Daniel performed at the World Blitz Championship at an elite level. Daniel went on a Russian podcast on Levidov, debated with Kramnik for an hour. It looked like everything had been put to rest, and Kramnik came back 3-4 times harder. Like, there was no winning. And there was no winning with this, like, dark spirit. There is nothing there. And for me to wake up this morning and to see this statement from Satovsky pointing the blame at the friends, the alleged friends. I don't know. I don't know if I've said anything coherent. I said at the beginning of the video, I wanted to wait. I wanted to speak to the family to see if there was a way to unite moving forward. I don't know how you can't revoke. I don't know. I'm at a loss. And what I woke up today to, with Kramnik already saying things like the chess mafia is dangerous, and it all feels so hopeless. Like for something to happen. Maybe the top 100 players in the world can sign a petition saying they're not going to play in any more events until something is done. What that something is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you do in chess. Do you suspend from events? There's all this, you can revoke the title, you can condemn, but what do you do? I don't have anything tangible. I have been sitting thinking about this for 48 hours, mixed with, is there something I could have done? I have never lost a friend. I went to the funeral of my grandfather, who was 95. I don't know. I'm getting through this just like many of you, for whom Danya played some role in your life. Many people got into chess, and in their darkest times during the pandemic, or whenever, like studying for med school, or working your way up the ELO ladder, or connecting with friends and relatives over chess. Like, I can't believe this is real. And I can't believe that this is the immediate response from the only people maybe in the chess world who can do anything about it. So please, maybe we need a petition. I imagine I will be seeing some of the best players in the world, like Hikaru and Fabiano. Maybe I don't know, because I think he's in the U.S. Championship, right? At his funeral. Please, we can't let this go in vain. And while I wanted to wait a little while before opening the Pandora's box of this conversation, the point is not to point blame and start this and that, but there needs to be justice. And I don't know how we're gonna get there with FIDE. Like I just don't know. Those are my thoughts. I have to go to the airport. That's all I have for you today. I hope I've made myself clear. I'm rambling a bit, but I just can't believe I woke up to these posts. I can't believe it. I can't believe that it's already being twisted in such a way that, I mean, tens, if not hundreds of millions of people around the world are honoring Daniel. I mean, it's been covered by every single major news outlet that I can find. It's been covered in China. You know, I have relatives there. I mean, he was just beloved. You know, I can't believe this is what's happening now. My video is a response to these posts by these people, and I don't know what's coming next. So I'm going to stop talking. I hope this made sense. Please use the comment section to vent and so on. And I'm going to stop saying get out of here for a while, but yeah.